Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Good evening, everyone. There's been a new development in the alleged murder of a man by the side of a Richmond road earlier this year. Police have confirmed a fourth person has been charged in relation to the case. Our reporter Louise Hedger joins us. Lou, good evening. What's new in the case?
Joe, it's 4 months on from the alleged murder, but the investigation is still very much active. Today we've heard from Bellreeve CIB, a 29-year-old man, formerly from Moona, has been interviewed and is being charged with murder. Detectives alleged he had involvement in the death of 22-year-old Jared Lee Turner. In April, the father of two was found dead by the side of a road near Richmond with a gunshot wound to his head. Previously, 3 other people have been charged, a 30-year-old man with murder and 2 females with being an accessory after the fact. Police say this latest man charged will appear in court at a later date and remains in custody. And Joe, it may be 4 months on, but detectives are asking anyone with any knowledge about this alleged murder to contact Crime Stoppers.
The future makeup of Tasmania's Parliament remains a mystery tonight as the Labor Party regroups after the shock loss of one of its longest-serving members. Clark MP Scott Bacon formally handed in his resignation today, leaving the door open for a new member to take over his seat.
Bunkering down, Glenorchy-based politician Scott Bacon, leaving it to his Labor Party colleagues to front the cameras to formally announce his resignation.
Scott's made the decision that after nearly 10 years in Parliament that he wants to pursue new challenges, so he'll be taking the opportunity now to explore those options.
After his plans to resign leaked last night, Mr Bacon said in a statement the time was right. Now the process begins for his replacement. A recount expected to be a two-way race between former Labor MP Madeleine Ogilvie and candidate Tim Cox, who has since moved to Brisbane.
I will be contesting the recount, yes. I'm excited at the prospects, but appreciate that it will be a tough climb to win the recount.
In a social media post, Miss Ogilvie said she's still deciding whether to contest. Earlier this year, she ditched Labor in a failed attempt to run as an independent in the Legislative Council.
I've already reached out to Madeleine, as I have to the other Labor candidates, and I'm hopeful that no matter what the outcome, we'll be able to work with whoever that person is. I mean, it's all speculation at this stage.
It certainly could create difficulties in the caucus. As the caucus debates issues, there will be a different voice, and how strong that voice is and the conditions under which it speaks.
I think if Madeleine nominates and is elected to fill Scott's position, it'll cause huge problems for Labor. Madeleine will be much better suited to being an independent.
It's unclear whether the seat will be filled before Parliament resumes next month. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
Shocking CCTV footage has emerged of a woman in her 60s knocked to the ground by a car in Launceston CBD. She was taken to hospital with serious injuries, sparking a safety reminder by Tasmania Police. Our reporter Ruby Kamain has more and a warning: this story contains distressing images.
In the hustle and bustle of central Launceston, this busy intersection became the scene of a terrifying collision last Friday afternoon. At around 2:30, security cameras capture a 68-year-old woman walking along Wellington Street, straight past a red BMW, about to turn right into York Street. As she is given the green sign to cross, the vehicle continues through and slams right into the pedestrian, brutally throwing her across the road. And even at a low speed, the woman from Longford sustained serious injuries.
The lady involved has received broken ribs, broken nose and a smashed elbow, it's been described to us, so she'll need some further operations and ongoing treatments.
Tasmania Police says the 24-year-old P-plater's vision may have been obscured, while likely not paying attention, and is reminding the public, both in vehicles and on foot, to remain vigilant.
There's messages for both the drivers and pedestrians. Distraction and inattention are the causes of most of these that I've observed. So it's important to move your head around and observe your surroundings.
It's expected the provisional driver will cop an infringement notice for failing to give way. An investigation into the incident continues.
A driver has been left with minor injuries after a car flipped onto its roof on the busy Lyle Highway this afternoon. Emergency crews were called to the Sorrel Creek scene west of the Bridgewater Bridge around 3 p.m. Debris from the damaged ute was scattered across the road. Police, fire crews and SES working to clear the scene. The single car crash caused traffic delays, shutting down one lane of the highway for around half an hour. The cold front sweeping over Tasmania last night may have been strong, but wasn't as damaging as first feared. However, in the wake of powerful winds and low temperatures, parts of the state were left with a decent covering of snow.
As the sun went down last night, the weather set in. Another cold front hit Tasmania, whipping up strong wind gusts across the state.
Southwesterly wind gusts exceeded 100 kilometres per hour at Campania in the early hours of this morning, as well as Dunalley.
Cradle Mountain was blanketed in snow this morning, while roads to the Great Lake Hotel were closed. Mountfield National Park copped a heavy downfall, with gale force squalls reducing visibility near the peak. Snow fell as low as 400 metres around Hobart. Adults and kids ventured to Collins Cap to enjoy the picturesque conditions.
It's very nice. It's really pristine and clear and unique.
We got here at 8, so it was pristine, no footprints, just beautiful.
Melting snow combined with rain saw riverbanks around the Derwent and Tyana rivers partially submerged. Southern and western areas enjoyed healthy falls, with Hobart recording its wettest day since February.
Quite a lot of rain fell in the southeast of Tasmania, so the west and south of the state received a solid 20 to 30 millimetres.
And while tomorrow will provide some respite, another cold snap is on its way.
We'll see some northwesterly winds redevelop on Saturday as the next cold front comes through during the day.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian potatoes just got tastier thanks to a $3.6 million cash injection. An agronic production plant in the northwest of the state has undergone an expansion, which it hopes will boost the local potato industry.
Agronico is at the centre of Tasmania's seed potato production.
In the last 5 years, all our growth has come from exporting to the mainland. We export to South Australia, right up the eastern seaboard as far as Atherton in Queensland.
Thanks to a $1.6 million federal government grant, as well as company funds, it has been able to expand its cool store facility. The plant can now hold up to 14,500 tonnes of potatoes.
We've put in 8 rooms, and each room has its own refrigeration and computer controls.
It's a welcome boost to Tasmanian farmers.
We currently use Agronico seed for our potato production, and it just gives us more confidence that going forward we'll get quality seed to grow.
When they make these big capital investment programs and show that surety that they are confident in the future of the industry, then that in turn gives confidence to our growers.
Agronico creates the seed varieties in a sophisticated lab before growing them in the ground in stages and on-selling to farmers.
It hasn't got a lot of the diseases and viruses that they battle with on the mainland, and so that's why mainland customers like seed from Tasmania.
The company's hoping to send its first shipment of seed potatoes to Asia later this year. Letitia Wallace, 7 Tasmania News.
A Barrington couple is lucky to be alive after a blaze destroyed their Sheffield Road home overnight. Ben Hall and Brianna Parker, who is 5 months pregnant, were asleep in their bedroom when the fire broke out at the back of the house around 1 a.m. Fire crews say a working smoke alarm saved their lives.
Extremely lucky. Without that working and the lady awakening it to it, good chance there would have been a fatality there last night.
It's believed an electrical fault was to blame. It's been a busy week for staff at the Hobart Private Hospital's maternity ward. A normal day sees 1 to 2 babies delivered by staff. However, Tuesday broke a long-term record with 9 individual babies born in an 18-hour period.
Proud as punch, these are the fathers of two of Tasmania's newest arrivals. Polly and Spencer were born on Tuesday at the Hobart Private Hospital on what turned out to be a chaotic day.
I had no idea that it was so busy. Everyone was great. All the midwives were good. They didn't let on that there was another 8 babies being born.
Midwives delivering 9 babies between midnight and 6:30 p.m, eclipsing the previous record of 8 set in 2016.
Tuesday was a little bit busy for us. We had 9 babies born in about 18 hours, which was a record for us.
We actually had no idea when we got back down to the ward. There weren't many beds left, so we thought something may have been going on, but yeah, credit to the nursing staff, credit to Tanya, it was all really smooth.
Only 2 of the deliveries were expected at the start of the day, but to deal with the influx, it was all hands on deck for staff.
We had a lot of overtime. We had a lot of extras come in and help us. We had a lot of the night girls come in, stay on through the morning, and all the morning girls stay on till the next shift, just calling in people where we could.
August 20 set to go down as a busy day for birthdays. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
There's set to be a jobs boom in the state's northwest as Venture Minerals prepares to restart work at the Riley Ore Mine near Tulla. It's expected to create up to 100 jobs, with the first shipment of ore planned to leave Tasmania at the end of the year. Operations were suspended in August 2014 due to declining mineral prices.
So the TSL and Kingborough will be out to show the competition they belong to be there come finals time, with a win over Launceston this Saturday. But that'll be easier said than done, with the Blues boasting an impressive record against the Tigers at their Windsor Park fortress.
It's a ground that holds nothing but bad memories for the Tigers in recent times, but the side's coach says his men aren't daunted by the challenge.
It's definitely not queuing the rack, try and play bruise-free footy. We've got to, want to get some momentum and have a good performance on that ground, knowing that we're going back there the week after.
Off the back of a disappointing loss to the Roos, Kingborough are now desperate to try and build something heading into the unfamiliar territory of September footy.
I think finals footy, it's not this magical world where if you've never been there before you can't compete. It's still a game of football at the end of the day.
Fresh from the bye, the Blues will be busting to stake their own claim on the flag following an up and down month of performances.
Bye came at the right time for us to regenerate, get a few unhealthy boys healthy, so we've got a full squad to choose from.
Considered the premiership favourites at times throughout the season, Thorpe is adamant his group still has the potential to go all the way in 2019 and is keen to showcase it come 2 p.m. on Saturday.
We've showed our best form is really strong and we've beaten the top sides. We need to make sure that we head down, bum up from the first bounce and get into the contest nice and early.
To soccer, and the Devonport Strikers have continued their dominance on the Tasmanian NPL, with the side claiming its 3rd title in just 4 years overnight. Celebrations were in full swing as the club sealed it in front of the Valley Road faithful.
Never in doubt, the Strikers were on a mission right from the outset, slotting 4 goals through the back of the net by half-time.
We wanted to go out with a bang, wanted to really enjoy the last game in front of a home crowd, and I think we put on a good show.
Devonport had 2 more left in them for the match, with Miles Barnard putting on a hat-trick in front of the home crowd, making it a night to forget for Riverside Olympic and one to remember for the now back-to-back title holders.
We expected it, but it was like an internal expectation that we pushed for it, and we're absolutely stoked to do it again, mate.
The Strikers' focus now shifting to the upcoming National Premier League Finals series as the side looks to add 1 more piece of silverware to the mantle in 2019.
All credit goes to our coaching staff and our players for the work we've done throughout the year. It's been absolutely amazing. We're over the moon. It's just an unbelievable feeling to get the reward of what was a long year and a lot of hard work. Just a fantastic feeling.
Good evening. Showers mostly to the west and south today, partly cloudy conditions elsewhere. A high of 13 across Launceston, Burnie and Devonport, 11 at Hobart. Other centres today, 13 across King Island, Lowhead and St Helens, Grove 10 and 12 at Strawn and Smithton. On the close-up, mostly clear skies about the north, east and Midlands with low-level cloud elsewhere over the state. Further out shows clouds streaming over Tasmania, Victoria and along the New South Wales coast behind the front over the Tasman Sea, while cloud over South Australia is under a high pressure system. Tomorrow a high over western New South Wales is extending ridges over Tasmania and South Australia, while a cold front moves over southern WA. West to northwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, swells up to 4 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A gale warning is current for southwestern coastal waters from southeast Cape to Low Rocky Point for northwesterly winds. A strong wind warning for remaining coastal waters apart from the lower east coast from Wineglass Bay to Tasman Island. A strong wind warning for the southwest lakes as well. A minor flood warning is current for the River Derwent below Meadowbank Dam, and a road weather alert has been issued for potentially icy roads in susceptible areas. Tomorrow's forecast now 15 across Hobart and Huonville, Campania becoming cloudy. Launceston 15, Devonport light showers developing 13 at Georgetown. Burnie and Strawn tomorrow 13, 14 at Wynyard. St Helens 15, early frost then sunny at Swansea, Port Arthur 14. Looking ahead to Saturday, showers about the north and west extending throughout the afternoon. Sunday, showers about the west, far south and Bass Strait Islands fine elsewhere. And Monday, showers about the west, far south and Bass Strait Islands. On to the capital cities, sunny in Melbourne and Adelaide tomorrow. Sydney are mostly sunny 19 and 15 at Canberra. And on to current temperatures, Hobart mostly clear 7, Launceston clear 8 and Devonport clear 8. And tonight's Aurora energy tip, well-fitted curtains and blinds help prevent heat loss. Sounds like pretty good advice to me, Jo.
Yep, just need no gaps. Thanks very much for that, Jackie. And that's it from the team for now. Have a great evening and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.